Cultivating inner stillness for outer impact. Have you ever noticed that the people who make the strongest impact are never the ones speaking the loudest, moving the fastest, or trying the hardest? They walk into a room and instantly something shifts, not because they demand attention, but because they command it through a quiet, grounded confidence that radiates from the inside out. Today, I'm going to show you how inner stillness becomes the superpower that separates you from the noise, draws people toward you effortlessly, and helps you influence the world with depth, not chaos. When you think about people who naturally draw others toward them, the ones who leave an impression, simply by being in the room, you'll notice something striking. They have a calm, grounded energy. It's not loud or flashy, but it's undeniable. This is the power of inner stillness. Inner stillness creates magnetic presence because it allows you to operate from a place of centered energy rather than scattered emotion or constant external validation. When your mind is quiet, when your inner world is not in chaos, you carry an energy that people can feel without even realizing it. It's subtle, yet incredibly potent. Think about the difference between someone rushing through life, always reacting, constantly looking for approval, versus someone who pauses, breathes, and simply inhabits their space fully. The former attracts attention for all the wrong reasons: anxiety, uncertainty, or nervous energy, while the latter draws people naturally because there is a sense of security and focus around them. Magnetic presence isn't about charm, looks, or even intelligence. It's about alignment. When your thoughts are calm and your emotions are balanced, every movement, every word, every glance carries weight. People sense when someone is grounded, even if they don't consciously analyze why. This is why some leaders, mentors, or influencers seem to command respect effortlessly. It's not manipulation or theatrics. It's a quiet authority that radiates because the person has learned to master their inner world. And here's the secret. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be present. Stillness allows you to notice small details, to listen with intention, to engage with authenticity. That attentiveness makes people feel seen, valued, and understood, which is magnetic in itself. Inner stillness also sharpens your non-verbal presence. The way you carry yourself, the tone of your voice, the pace of your speech all become aligned with a deeper confidence. People feel drawn toward energy that is coherent, consistent, and controlled. When you're frantic, scattered, or reactive, your energy is chaotic and it repels more than it attracts. But when you cultivate stillness, even silence becomes powerful. You begin to understand that presence isn't about filling every space with noise. It's about holding space with your energy, your calmness, and your clarity. Over time, this presence becomes habitual. People don't just notice you, they remember you, they trust you, they follow you, because your calm energy suggests a depth and strength that words alone cannot convey. Magnetic presence is not an act. It's a reflection of your inner world, and the more still you become internally, the more compelling your external presence becomes. Most people live their lives on autopilot, reacting to every stimulus, every comment, every situation without pause. They wake up, rush through their day, respond to emails and messages immediately, and allow other people's moods, opinions, and actions to dictate their energy. This constant reactivity creates stress, anxiety, and frustration, and it silently undermines their ability to influence their world with purpose. The power of stillness lies in its ability to break this cycle. When you cultivate inner stillness, you create a space between stimulus and response, a pause that allows you to choose your actions rather than being carried away by the chaos of life. This pause is where true power lies. It's the difference between speaking from panic and speaking from clarity, between reacting emotionally and responding strategically, between losing control and maintaining command over your life. Stillness doesn't mean passivity. It's not about avoiding decisions or hiding from challenges. It's about creating an internal environment where clarity and intentionality are possible. When you are still, you can observe your thoughts and emotions objectively. You can recognize what is yours and what belongs to someone else. You can notice the triggers that make you reactive and consciously choose a more measured, thoughtful response. This ability transforms relationships, career interactions, and personal growth because people naturally respond better to someone who communicates with composure and awareness rather than anxiety or defensiveness. When you respond rather than react, you demonstrate maturity, wisdom, and reliability, qualities that command respect and trust without needing to prove them. Stillness also allows you to preserve your energy. Reacting constantly drains you, it scatters your focus, and reduces your effectiveness. When you learn to pause, breathe, and respond deliberately, You conserve your energy for the moments that truly matter. This conservation becomes a strategic advantage in every area of life. Imagine negotiating a business deal, resolving a conflict, or having a deep conversation with a loved one. The person who reacts impulsively may win a short-term point, but the person who responds thoughtfully creates influence, builds trust, and leaves a lasting impression. That gap, the space between stimulus and response, is the space where leaders are made, where influence grows, and where lives are changed. Ultimately, cultivating the ability to respond instead of react transforms you from a passenger in your own life into the driver. It gives you agency, confidence, and authority over your circumstances. People will notice it. They will sense your depth and reliability. They will feel that engaging with you is not chaos, it's clarity. And that is one of the most magnetic qualities anyone can possess: the calm, intentional presence of someone who responds rather than reacts and who moves through the world with a quiet, unstoppable power. Confidence is often misunderstood as something loud, visible, or performative. People assume that the most confident individuals are those who speak the most, dominate conversations, or constantly showcase their achievements. But the truth is that quiet confidence speaks far louder than any words ever could. It's the kind of confidence that isn't about proving yourself to anyone, because it is rooted in self-assuredness and inner alignment. When your inner world is still and grounded, confidence becomes an energy that radiates naturally, effortlessly drawing people toward you. It's the difference between someone trying to impress and someone who simply is. One feels forced, the other magnetic. This quiet confidence is compelling because it is authentic. People are adept at detecting inauthenticity, and any attempt to appear confident while internally insecure comes across as tension, defensiveness, or neediness. But when you cultivate stillness and self-awareness, confidence emerges as a byproduct of clarity. You no longer rely on external validation or constant reassurance because your sense of worth is internal. You know your value, your capabilities, and your intentions, and this knowledge allows you to move through the world with a sense of calm authority. People are drawn to the energy because it signals stability, trustworthiness, and strength quality that are rare in a world obsessed with noise, comparison, and instant gratification. Confidence is also expressed through action, not words. A person who is still internally can make decisions with conviction, listen with patience, and engage with others without the need to dominate the conversation. They understand that power lies in presence, not performance. When they speak, every word carries weight because it is aligned with intention and awareness. When they pause, it is strategic, not awkward. When they act, it is deliberate, not reactive. This kind of confidence doesn't just attract people, it inspires loyalty, respect, and trust. People want to follow those who are grounded because they signal that they know where they're going and how to get there without chaos or drama. Moreover, quiet confidence builds resilience. When your sense of self isn't dependent on external approval, criticism, or comparison, you remain centered in the face of challenges. You can navigate conflicts, setbacks, and pressure with composure. This composure, in turn, reinforces your magnetic presence. People sense that you are unshakable, not because you are fearless, but because you are in control of your internal state. True confidence is not about arrogance or dominance. It's about alignment, presence, and the ability to command respect through energy, not ego. And that is the kind of confidence that lasts, impacts others deeply, and becomes a cornerstone of personal and professional success. Intuition is one of the most undervalued yet powerful tools we possess, and stillness is the key that unlocks it. In a world that constantly bombards us with information, noise, and opinions, it's easy to get swept away by external forces and lose touch with our internal guidance. Most people make decisions based on what feels urgent, what seems popular, or what others expect of them. But true influence, success, and clarity come from listening to that quiet inner voice, the one that speaks in whispers rather than shouts. Stillness creates the space necessary for this voice to be heard. When your mind is calm and uncluttered, subtle insights, gut feelings, and internal nudges become clear. You start noticing patterns, understanding people's motives, and sensing opportunities that others miss entirely. When you cultivate inner stillness, you become more attuned to the energy around you. You notice micro-expressions, shifts in tone, and small behavioral cues that reveal deeper truths about the people you interact with. This heightened awareness allows you to make decisions not only with logic, but also with instinct. You stop second-guessing yourself constantly because you've learned to trust the signals your body and mind provide. Intuition isn't about being reckless or impulsive, it's about making informed, inspired decisions that combine rational analysis with emotional intelligence. Stillness strengthens this balance, allowing you to act with precision and confidence. Intuition also enhances timing, the most critical element in influence and success. When you are in constant motion, reacting to external pressures, your sense of timing is skewed. Opportunities can pass unnoticed, conversations can go awry, and decisions can be rushed. Stillness slows your perception just enough to recognize the right moment to speak, act, or intervene. It allows you to align your actions with natural rhythms rather than forcing outcomes, creating impact without unnecessary friction. People instinctively trust those who seem to have an almost effortless awareness of when to act and when to pause. Finally, stillness amplifies creativity and problem solving. When your mind is quiet, you can connect dots that seemed unrelated, approach challenges from new perspectives, and envision solutions others overlook. Intuition combined with calm reflection produces ideas that are both innovative and practical. In relationships, leadership, or personal growth, this skill becomes invaluable. People are drawn to individuals who appear to just know what to do, not because they're lucky, but because they've mastered the ability to listen to themselves and the world around them. In essence, cultivating stillness doesn't just make you calmer, it makes you wiser, sharper, and far more effective in everything you pursue. In today's world, chaos is the default. People rush through their days, juggling countless obligations endlessly, scrolling through distractions and reacting to the noise around them. Overstimulation has become the norm. And in this environment, calm, grounded individuals stand out instantly. When you cultivate inner stillness, you become a rare presence, a calm anchor in a turbulent sea. People are instinctively drawn to stability, not because it is flashy or impressive, but because it feels safe, trustworthy, and reliable. In a culture that glorifies hustle and constant motion, being someone who embodies peace is magnetic. It signals that you are in control of your energy, your emotions, and your choice, and that presence becomes memorable in ways words alone could never achieve. Peacefulness is not passive, it is powerful. It does not mean you avoid challenges or retreat from engagement. It means you approach life from a position of centered strength. When you are still within, external pressures and chaos do not dictate your behavior. You do not get pulled into unnecessary drama, reactive arguments, or impulsive decisions. Others unconsciously recognize this, and it elevates your influence in every interaction. People are drawn to those who operate from a stable, calm edge because it provides them a sense of clarity, perspective, and reassurance. In social, professional, or personal contexts, this makes you a magnet for connection, collaboration, and trust. Moreover, calmness in a chaotic world enhances your credibility and authority. When everyone else is reactive, frazzled, or emotionally unbalanced, your composure becomes a statement of competence. People do not just notice you. They rely on you, seek your advice, and follow your lead. This is why leaders who exude calm are often the most respected. Their presence communicates confidence, wisdom, and control, not because of what they say, but because of how they carry themselves and how grounded they are. Stillness allows you to respond with clarity, make sound decisions, and inspire confidence in others. Finally, standing out in a chaotic world is not just about influence, it is about self-preservation. Constant noise and overstimulation can erode mental, emotional, and physical health. By cultivating inner stillness, you protect your energy, maintain perspective, and prioritize what truly matters. This creates a ripple effect. The calmer and more centered you are, the more others feel safe around you, the more your influence grows, and the more impact you can have without burning out. Peaceful people stand out not because they compete, they stand out because they are unshakable, rare, and fully in control of themselves, even in the middle of chaos. And that is an extraordinary power in a world that seems to reward frantic motion above all else. One of the most overlooked benefits of cultivating inner stillness is the way it strengthens your emotional boundaries. In a world where people constantly demand your attention, energy, and validation, it's easy to absorb other people's stress, criticism, and negativity. Most individuals drift through life reacting to everyone else's moods, opinions, and conflicts, allowing external forces to dictate their emotional state. But when you develop stillness within, you build an internal fortress that protects your energy while maintaining empathy and awareness. You stop taking on what isn't yours. You stop allowing other people's chaos to disrupt your calm. This doesn't make you cold or detached. It makes you resilient, grounded, and able to engage without being consumed. Stillness allows you to create a conscious separation between your energy and the energy around you. You can listen, respond, and support without being drained. You can witness drama without being dragged into it. You can absorb criticism or rejection without it shaking your sense of self. This mastery over your internal state transforms your interactions and relationships. People sense it immediately. When you don't overreact, complain, or get defensive, you project strength and control. You become someone whose presence is stabilizing rather than destabilizing, whose energy uplifts rather than drains. Others unconsciously respect and gravitate toward that quality, and it enhances both your personal and professional influence. Moreover, emotional boundaries cultivated through stillness allow you to focus on what truly matters. Life is full of distractions, obligations, and conflicts that can pull your attention away from your priorities. When your inner world is balanced, you can filter what deserves your energy and what doesn't. You make decisions not out of fear, obligation, or reaction, but out of intention and alignment with your goals and values. This clarity of focus increases your effectiveness, impact, and personal satisfaction. People who operate without boundaries often burn out, become resentful, or lose themselves in the chaos of others' expectations. Stillness ensures that your energy is reserved for actions and relationships that are meaningful, empowering, and aligned with your purpose. Finally, emotional strength gained through stillness becomes a source of silent influence. You no longer need to control, argue, or demand attention. People notice your calm confidence, your composure under pressure, and your ability to maintain clarity in difficult situations. Your impact comes from energy, not words, from alignment, not ego, and from presence, not performance. By protecting your inner state, you not only preserve your mental and emotional well-being, but also create a powerful aura that others are naturally drawn to, trust, and respect. In essence, stillness fortifies you from the inside, allowing your outer presence to have profound, lasting influence on the world around you. Cultivating inner stillness is not a luxury, it is a necessity for anyone who wants to create a lasting impact in their personal and professional life. In a world overwhelmed by noise, constant stimulation, and distraction, your ability to remain calm, grounded, and focused becomes your superpower. Stillness allows you to navigate challenges with clarity, to make decisions with confidence, and to respond to situations from a place of wisdom rather than reaction. By mastering your inner world, you not only transform yourself, but also influence everyone around you in subtle, powerful ways that words alone cannot achieve. The presence you cultivate through inner stillness is magnetic. People are naturally drawn to calm, grounded individuals because they exude stability, confidence, and reliability. When your mind and emotions are aligned, every interaction becomes meaningful, every conversation becomes intentional, and every relationship grows deeper. Stillness gives you the ability to listen, observe, and act in ways that command attention without demanding it. This energy, quiet, controlled, and deliberate, is far more compelling than any external display of power or charm. Moreover, stillness enhances your emotional resilience and strengthens your boundaries. You stop absorbing unnecessary negativity and stop allowing external chaos to control your internal state. This creates freedom to focus on your priorities, freedom to maintain your peace, and freedom to interact with others from a place of intentionality and strength. The ability to respond instead of react, to trust your intuition, and to operate with patience is what separates those who live life by default from those who actively shape their destiny. Finally, cultivating inner stillness is about creating alignment between your inner world and outer actions. When your thoughts, emotions, and energy are balanced, your impact multiplies. People notice, remember, and follow those who operate with calm authority because it signals depth, wisdom, and authenticity. The quiet confidence, magnetic presence, and emotional clarity that come from stillness are not just tools, they are lifestyle shifts that allow you to live powerfully, influence intentionally, and leave a legacy of meaningful impact. Your stillness is your strength, and through it, your outer world transforms. Thank you so much for watching. Your time and attention mean the world. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and share it with someone who needs to hear this message today. Subscribe to the channel for more powerful insights that help you grow, master your mindset, and create lasting impact. Stay focused, stay calm, and remember your inner stillness is your true superpower. See you in the next video.